We often believe the grass is greener on the other side.
We look at the success of others and think, that looks easy.
I could do that. But we forget that mastery is invisible.
We see the result, not the years of struggle.
Today, we are analyzing an ancient Japanese legend, the Happy Hunter and the Skillful Fisher.
It is a story about two brothers who made a fatal mistake. They abandoned their circle of competence. But it is also a story about what happens when you fail.
How do you recover?
How do you earn the knowledge to fix a mistake that seems unfixable? And finally, how do you capture the intelligence required to defeat an enemy who is stronger than you?
Let's enter the story.
Long ago, there were two brothers. The elder was a master of the sea.
The younger, a master of the mountains.
One day, bored with their success, the younger brother proposed a trade. "Let me try your luck," he said.
"You take my bow, I'll take your rod." Life tip number 1. Respect the learning curve.
The hunter assumed that because he was skilled in one area, he would be skilled in all areas.
This is the halo effect. He sat by the ocean all day, but caught nothing. He didn't understand the currents. He didn't know the fish. And then disaster struck. In his ignorance, he lost the one thing that mattered, his brother's prize fishing hook. When the brother returned, angry and empty-handed from the mountains, the hunter confessed. He offered to make amends. He broke his own precious sword into 500 pieces to make new hooks.
He offered 1,000 hooks.
But the brother refused.
He wanted his hook. "I cannot forgive you," he said, "unless you bring back my own hook." The hunter was resourceful, making 1,000 hooks, but he wasn't effective.
He tried to solve a specific problem with a generic solution.
The hunter was stuck. He couldn't find the hook in the sand.
He couldn't make a new one.
When you have exhausted your own resources, you must seek out knowledge.
You must find a mentor. An old man appeared on the beach.
He didn't offer to find the hook.
He offered a vehicle. He built a magical basket to carry the hunter to the only place the answer could be, the palace of the Sea King. Life tip number 2. Go to the source.
The hunter realized he couldn't solve a sea problem with land thinking. He had to immerse himself in the new environment.
He traveled to the bottom of the ocean.
There, he met the dragon king of the sea.
But notice his strategy. He didn't barge in demanding the hook.
He climbed a tree by the palace well and waited.
He charmed the king's daughters. He built a relationship before he asked for the favor.
He spent 3 years in the palace.
He learned the ways of the sea.
He earned the trust of the king. He married the princess.
He forgot his trouble.
After 3 years, the hunter remembered his mission.
He asked the king for help. The king summoned every fish in the ocean.
Here is life tip number 3. The problem is often where you aren't looking.
The king asked, "Who is missing?" It was the red bream.
He hadn't eaten in days because he had a sore throat. The hook was lodged in the throat of a fish that couldn't eat.
The cuttlefish extracted it.
The hunter had recovered the lost asset, but he had gained something far more valuable, the alliance of the Sea King. When he prepared to leave, the king gave him 2 gifts.
Not weapons, not gold, but strategic intelligence.
He gave him 2 jewels, the jewel of the flood tide, which controls the rising water, and the jewel of the ebb tide, which controls the receding water.
This was the ultimate leverage.
The hunter returned. He gave the hook back.
He apologized.
But his brother, the skillful fisher, had become a tyrant.
He had grown rich and powerful in the hunter's absence, and he viewed his brother as a threat. He attacked.
The brother was a better fighter.
He had an army.
The hunter was alone.
But the hunter possessed intelligence to capture. He didn't fight strength with strength.
He fought with the environment.
Life tip number 4. Control the context, not the opponent. When the brother charged, the hunter raised the jewel of the flood tide. Instantly, the ocean rose up over the land.
It wasn't a fair fight anymore.
The brother was drowning.
His sword was useless against the ocean.
The brother screamed for mercy. He was helpless. Then the hunter raised the jewel of the ebb tide.
The waters receded instantly.
The brother was left gasping on dry land, defeated not by force, but by the control of the elements. The fisher surrendered.
The happy hunter became the ruler of the land. But he was no longer just a hunter.
He had started as a man who knew only the mountains.
Through his failure, he was forced to learn the secrets of the sea.
He integrated 2 worlds. He earned his knowledge through 3 years of patience, and he captured his victory by controlling the tides of fate.
Final life lesson. We often fear mistakes. We fear stepping out of our depth.
But the hunter as story teaches us that your greatest failure can be the doorway to your greatest power. If you never lose the hook, you never meet the Sea King. If you never go underwater, you never find the jewels. Don't just stay in the mountains. Go where you are uncomfortable.
Find the knowledge hidden in the deep.
And when you return, you will have the power to turn the tides. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to subscribe for more lessons from legend and history.